This is Live Bet Sunday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
We've got a 9-point game in Minnesota. Lakers up 99-90 on the road, currently laying 6.5 total, 227 and a hook. We've got you covered there and across all of sports right now. This is Live Bet Sunday, VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. I'm Dustin Swedelson. That's Will Hill, and Will just made a face like something big just happened. What did I miss?
Luka banks in a three, but it was a shot.
I was going to say, I saw him just throw one up.
Three. It was a bomb, but it was not out of his hand, and it banked in. It was a great shot, but it will not count. That had so much arc on it, too, man.
Yeah, he kind of knew it. He kind of knew it off the hands. By the way,
yeah,
I keep mentioning that Atlanta's been threatening all day. 4-3 game, 7th inning, and they've got the bases loaded and 2 outs. Miller was on the hill for Arizona, and it looks like they're going to take him out of the game. Maybe not. That's not Torey Lovello coming out.
How about Verdugo? 4 hits today. He's hitting .333 with an .821 OPS.
And no one wanted to sign that guy, including the Yankees.
No one wanted to sign him.
I mean, he's always been a good, solid contact guy against right-handed pitching. Yeah. He just can't hit lefties. He doesn't have a lot of power.
Doesn't have a lot of power. He hit into a million double plays last year. He started out last year for the Yankees well in April, but he was terrible, really, for the rest of the season. He was okay in the playoffs, but, man, he didn't do much.
What's amazing is he was
good glove.
Yeah, what's amazing is he was the key piece of the Mookie Betts trade. Him, Jeter, Downs, and there was one other person. I think we're going to go back in time, and we're going to look back at that, and we're going to go, hold on, that's all they gave up for a Hall of Fame baseball player? Like, why was – also, and it was the Boston Red Sox, not the Pittsburgh Pirates, selling a superstar? Like, how does that even happen? I don't understand.
Terrible.
I'll never understand it. Let's see. Okay, Miller staying in for Arizona. Ozzie Albies up, bases loaded. Hitting from the left side, he's better from the right side, and he takes a first pitch strike. So we'll keep you updated if the Braves are able to tie the game or take the lead there. Currently sweating out an under, everyone, in Carolina and New Jersey. A lot of scoring early. It's slowed up since. I'm on under 5.5. By the way, heavily juiced -142. So clearly on the wrong side as we have 5 goals and still 13.5 minutes to go in the game, where it just feels like it's going to come down to like the final 30 seconds and an empty netter will put us over, and I'll be put out of my misery in that way. So sweating that one out. And the NBA game, 7-point game now. We got a bad number, Will. We could have had 5-1 about a minute ago, although now it's down to 2-1 as Minnesota's about to cut it to a 4-point game. Luka misses a 3, and the Timberwolves get it going back the other way. And they must hit a 3 here because that's what the sportsbook says. And Anthony Edwards drains one. So we're looking good right now, taking that in-game money line on the Timberwolves.
Yeah, 4-1 is down now to +195 at DraftKings, and 4-point game with 8 minutes to go or so, 7:42 to go. That is an eternity. So Lakers had a couple chances here, up 9, up 10. We were just saying a few minutes ago, if you can get this to 14-15, Minnesota probably doesn't have the firepower to come back. Well, they couldn't really get it past 9 or 10 or so, and you blink and it's 4, and all of a sudden you got to kind of win the game all over again. So, look, if you're Lakers, you'd rather be up 4 than down 4, but the Lakers have missed an opportunity to put this game away here. Should be a fun finish, and you know what? It's not crazy if you're going to tell me right now the winner of this game, the winner of this next 7:42 wins this series, and maybe the winner of this series goes to the Western Conference Finals with the way the bracket's set up. Not crazy. So a very pivotal, as I make up words here, 7:42 coming.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Lakers need this. The Lakers need this one a lot more.
Absolutely.
Does feel like we're going 7. It feels like we're going to go 7 in Denver and the Clippers. Who knows with the way Indiana and Milwaukee goes? That one could go 7 as well. I don't really enjoy watching either team. And I know the Knicks are up 3-1, but we are like this close to that series being on the hinges of going 7 as well. I still don't think Detroit's completely dead. I know they lost today, but they're not going to go away without a fight. I think a lot of these teams are going to be really beat up for the next round outside of Cleveland and outside of Boston.
Yeah, and OKC too. Yeah. I don't know that the Pistons, I was high on them coming into the series. I don't know that they win a closeout game in New York in that environment in the Garden. To go in there and avoid elimination, that would be asking a lot, especially after they lose both of them at home and they've kind of gotten broken here. The Knicks have kind of broken their serve. that's going to be a tough spot for them.
Yeah, we'll hear from JB Bickerstaff after the game. Not happy with the way the whistle was blowing from the referees. I know it's going to be surprising, which, you know how this works. Rick Carlisle was a master of this last year in the playoffs. You go out, you complain about the refs, and you get advantageous calls in the next game, and then the other coach complains about it, and it goes back the other way. I just think, look, AI has made life a lot easier. It's allowed people to turn themselves into action figures that they want to post on my Twitter timeline. I think we can look to AI to maybe improve refereeing in sports, not just when it comes to, the computerized stuff that's going to come in the NFL next year with, like, the sensors and all that. But let's also, just have AI look at all these calls and review them instead of humans, because if humans can be manipulated by head coaches complaining at press conferences, I just think we go all computer-based at this point, Will. Am I out of my mind?
No, you're solving a lot of the world's problems.
I'm telling you, just vote for me. I don't think I'm eligible to be president yet, but when I'm eligible to run, I will be running on that ticket of I'm handing over the keys to AI, and AI will make every decision. I'll just be a figurehead who benefits from being in a really cool position. That's all. That's where we're at.
What about Minnesota plus 3.5 here?
I would say yes. They're at home. We bet them on the money line for a reason. I would take them plus 3.5 right now. I'd like to see them score, get a stop and a score. And if they could be favored for a minute, think about watching LA if they got plus 2.5. Would you what would you need to come back the other way with the points on the Lakers? Because we have a good money line price on Minnesota as a dog. I wouldn't want to just go straight up and take them on the money line. I'd like to get them catching a couple.
Go for a middle. Yeah. If you can look, when you got 4-1 on one side, you can get plus 2.5 on the other side or something. Now we're a long ways from that with the Lakers being 3.5, but we're certainly in that ballpark.
Well, the Lakers are trying to make it hard for us. They're now up 101-95 as we're ahead of the
big bucket. That's a big answer right there, because if you don't score there with that building's going crazy, the Timberwolves are on another big run. If you don't score there and they got a chance to get even closer, it could come apart for the Lakers, but that was a tough turnaround by Luka, who's been sensational today. 101-95. So the Lakers now stemming the tide a little bit here. We'll see if they can get a stop. 38 minutes, 35 points for Luka, 13-26 from the field. He was quiet in Game 3. He was sick, but he and LeBron have put up big-time performances here.
Yeah, nice fadeaway jumper there from him. Turn around, going backwards. Sometimes these guys hit these crazy shots, and I'm not criticizing because, it just happens, but then they'll miss these wide open looks. You're like, hold on. You made the most difficult shot look easy a moment ago, and then you're going to miss an easy bunny. It's kind of crazy how that happens. It's a 6-point game, 6:46 remaining in the contest. Lakers laying 3.5, 227.5 extra total. Minus 260 on the money line if you want to bet the Lakers, plus 195 on Minnesota if you want to back the Timberwolves as they get a bucket there. Okay, and now I'm caught up. It is a 4-point game. 4-point game, 101-97 is your score with the Lakers in the lead. Getting a good one. Got a good one early. This one's good.
Playoffs have been good.
Orlando made things interesting with Boston. Obviously, we'll see how the Celtics rebound today. No Drew Holiday already. We know we'll preview that game coming up here in a little bit, but Orlando's been weird, man. They had a lead in Game 1 at the half. They played them close in Game 2, and then they win game. It's been an interesting, way more interesting than you would think going into it with Boston and Orlando, Will.
I am starting to think, and I haven't really felt this all year. It changed my mind when they played in the regular season a little bit. I was like, man, maybe I'm underestimating Cleveland. Starting to think Cleveland winning the entire thing would not be out of the realm of possibility. And I didn't really think that for most of the season. They kicked Miami's butt. In Miami, I know it's no Butler, but that's a Miami team that's usually competitive, and they made them look like the Hornets or something. That's a thorough domination. Cavs are just really good. They can shoot. They check a lot of boxes. So if we get Boston, Cleveland like we all expect, that'll be interesting to see that series price. I'm sure even without home court, Boston will be favored because they're the defending champs. They're Boston. But if I can get Cleveland plus a game and a half or something, that would certainly be something I'm interested in once we get that series as we expect to.
Yeah, I think Boston's weird because, the trend for them all season long has been they play with their food. They let bad teams hang around a lot. They had some – I know it's basketball and anyone can beat anyone on any given night, but they had weird losses to bad teams where they got into a funk a couple times. Guys in and out of the lineup, the weird illness with Porzingis. it never felt like we saw the real Boston. It was always like a yeah, but. Like, this is going on, this is going on. Obviously, when they play to their potential, I think they're the best team in basketball, but at the same time, we don't always get them playing to their potential. Whereas Cleveland, when Cleveland plays to their potential, they're super deep now. They're scary. I'll give that some credence. I agree with you. If Cleveland were to win the whole thing, I would not be shocked at this point. By the way, Blue Jays on the board. Did not see you hit that home run, but it was to right field. And I believe we're tied up in the Bronx. Yep, we are tied up in the Bronx now. Clark Schmidt allows a ding.
Wow. Yeah, so Grisham hit one earlier and the Blue Jays just answered. But 101-97, Lakers ball. Luka goes to shoot a three, and he draws a foul. So that is going to be a 3-shot foul here for the Lakers as Edwards fouled him. We'll see if this is one where it could be reviewed. But if that stands here and if that is a foul, which, yeah, I guess there's enough contact there. That's close. Boy, could you tell? Could you have a definitive angle on that one?
No. We'll see what they're not reviewing it. Okay, so it is a foul.
No, they're not.
Real quick, want to remind you that Profit X is offering the best odds all baseball season long. Profit X is a peer-to-peer sports exchange available in 40-plus states, the first of its kind in the U.S. You can make sports picks against other groups of fans rather than against the sports book. Exchanges guarantee you the best odds on average by 10 to 20%. You can even request your own odds. Download Profit X today with the code VSIN and earn up to $200 in profit cash over your first month. All right, the final 5 minutes, Lakers and Timberwolves. Who will be victorious? We'll react next on Live Bet Sunday.
This is Live Bet Sunday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Minnesota known for the Juicy Lucy. Apropos, we got a little juice in Lakers Timberwolves. Too far of a stretch for you, Will Hill. I'm Dustin Swedelson. Just like that, blink of an eye. Lakers with a 10-point lead not that long ago, down to 2. 104-102 your score. In-game number has the Lakers laying 2 and a hook. Total 226.5. We got down. You got 4-1. I got a little under 3-1 on the Timberwolves when they were losing. And all of a sudden, they made this thing a game with 4:17 to go. Feels like our ticket's live. Teams just don't know how to play with leads late in the NBA. You never know when that run's coming from a team that's down. And I love that we back the team at home where they'll have the crowd and they can get momentum on their side very quickly. So now we have to look, Will, do we want to do anything with this ticket? Do we want to bet on the Lakers at some point? I prefer to wait till they're catching points versus having to lay anything where they're laying 2.5 right now.
Yeah, not doing anything with it yet. I think we got a good number, and we'll see if they can, Minnesota can pull ahead or whatever. And then if we can get a point or so, even if we can get 1.5 or any slight plus money, even money with the number we got, we can certainly maneuver it. But got a good number in pocket. We still got to get it home. So we'll see here. Been a great game. Been a really good couple days of the playoffs. This just big picture. The NBA, they have a regular season that is, I would say, broken. Hopefully it's not broken beyond repair, but it is really deteriorated from what it was years ago. But they still have a really, really good postseason. We've seen some awesome games here these last couple of days.
Oh, yeah. The league's in trouble, but the problem is it's not the actual product. It has nothing to do with the games.
Yeah.
When everyone plays, the NBA is fantastic. Yeah. There was a whole commercial. The NBA, it's fantastic. And the problem is everyone doesn't always play, and the regular season doesn't matter. And if I was someone who had kids who wanted to go to games, I would hate the NBA because you could shell out $300 for tickets and show up and you're watching, backups start for a team on any given night.
Yep.
Now, when we get the postseason, it's absolutely dramatic. Now, does it go on a little too long? I think we all can agree it's a little bit lengthy.
Boy.
But overall, the games are good. And now with under 4 minutes to go, we have a 2-point game. And is Ant Edwards at the free throw line with a chance to tie it up?
No, Ant Edwards is at the free throw line with a chance to take the lead. They fouled him on a three-pointer. Coincidentally, Luka was fouled shooting a three just a couple minutes ago by Ant. Now it is Luka doing the fouling on Ant shooting three. That's a terrible foul. That's the worst sin you can make in basketball. Foul a three-point shooter. So, boy, the Lakers are coming apart here. And he got him. He got him on the hand. That's just a bad shot. You know what? You defended it well. That's a long three. Just live with it.
Yeah.
I know you want to contest it, but That's a bad foul as Ant has made the first two, and they are in a situation now, the Timberwolves, where they can take a lead here, and they do 105-104, and now you can get the Lakers plus a 1.5 if you are so inclined.
That's why Nico Harrison traded him. Just thought he was that type of player in clutch moments defensively. Luka Doncic is going to make those types of plays. Minnesota's got the lead, man. That is big. What
are you taking the 1.5 with the Lakers?
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be selfish. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait.
It's not selfish. It's greedy. Greedy's the word.
Greedy. That's the word.
Greedy.
That's
the word.
Yeah. I'm gonna be greedy. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for a little bit more juice, as I'm seeing.
Okay.
Oh, a big three by the Lakers.
Hachimura. What a hell of a game this is.
Hachimura with the mask on just drops one from the wing, and just like that, they have a 2-point lead with 3:30 to go. They're back. 1.5-point favorites are the Lakers. Your in-game total 229.5. Well, let's see, we're at 112, 3.5 to go. The total is interesting. That feels a little high.
212. Yeah, it does. It does. Now, if one team pulls away, then you can get fouls. Yeah. And if you get overtime, so that's why. But I would be afraid to go over.
I would go. I would lean under. The juice is -120 on the under. We did get another goal in Carolina, New Jersey. So now I didn't lose just one. I lost 2 bets on the game, where I had first period under, I had the game under. Yeah. There's been no scoring in this series through 3 games. And here in game 4, we've erupted for 6 with 5 minutes to go. So bad job by me. Not my best work. Not going to lie. We need the Canadians, though. The Canadians later, +110 on the money line. We got 2 backup goalies playing. And Canadians are way better at home. So we took a flyer on a game that I feel like is a coin flip. Now, Montreal doesn't play any defense. That is an issue. But the offense woke up last game. Let's hope it stays alive at home and go with the dog there at +110. But I mentioned this to you during the break, Will. Sometimes I get in these modes where all I want to do is identify dogs that I think are better than 50-50. And it feels like that works out in the long run. And then when you start hitting a bunch of those, you get a little cocky and think that you can identify every single dog that's live, and that's when you get into trouble. Minnesota with was that a 3 to take the lead?
Sure was. Naz Reid, another 3. He's had 2 big threes here in these last couple minutes, and it is a 1-point lead now for Minnesota as back and forth we go.
All right, Naz Reid now 12 points. We cashed over 10.5 on Naz Reid. We're good there. Randall got there on his PRA. We just need Gobert to stay under 7.5 points. We'll go 3-0 in Lakers T-Wolves. Less than 3 minutes to go. Minnesota with the lead. And sometimes these teams, there was like 15 seconds on the shot clock, and Edwards
wasn't a good shot. It wasn't a good shot.
Forced up a stupid
Contested
shot.
2, falling away, off balance, bad shot.
Dude, just pull back and reassess. You have plenty of time to make a play. Now the Lakers have the ball with a chance to take the lead. You're just giving Luka and Reeves and LeBron more opportunities. Luckily, they miss, and Minnesota now has it going back the other way in a 1-point game. Minnesota is up, and I think they're about to add to their lead. 108-107 on my TV, but my sports book says something big happens, and DiVincenzo has it, and he gets to the rack and scores, and he's fouled. And one for DiVincenzo with 2:11 to go. Minnesota's up 110-107, and he's going to go to the free throw line to make this a 2-possession game. What a play by Dante DiVincenzo, going to the bucket.
Why can't the Knicks get guys like that, right?
Yeah. Guys like Randall and DiVincenzo. Hey, look, Cat was awesome today. I have no complaints about that trade. It's the Mikal Bridges trade that we're going to be talking about down the road. DiVincenzo hits the free throw. So it's a 2-possession game now. 111-107.
Minnesota's going to win this game, aren't they?
Minnesota's up 3.5. They're laying 395 on the money line, plus 280 on the Lakers, who are catching 3.5 right now. That total staying at 229 and a hook, as we have a whistle on the floor with 2 minutes to go. What happened? Was it a foul? Yeah, it's a foul on Randall.
Yeah, foul.
Wow.
They're being very physical with LeBron off the ball. I mean, that is Randall. Boy, that is 2 big guys going at it. That is like I wouldn't even say a football game, because the football players are not that big. But 111-107 is the Lakers inbound, and the Lakers, it looks like, answer with a score of their own.
Oh man, look, the NBA is putting on a show on a Sunday for us right now. Yep, Austin Reeves 3, boom, 1-point game, 154 to go. Big shot by Reeves on the wing. And according to the sports book, things are about to get more interesting. I guess either Minnesota's about to miss a shot, or
we're watching Minnesota's up 1 with the ball.
LeBron with a
and
block,
they have a chance at the rim, but LeBron with a great block. What a great block. And
a good look for the Lakers on the other end, where they have numbers, and Hachimura drains another 3.
Wow.
Lakers took the lead, 113, 111. Oh, baby! What is happening
here? And it looked
here?
like Reeves had an open path to the basket, down 1, and he kicked it out for a 3, which maybe I misread it, and the defender was closing, and maybe it wasn't as uncontested as I thought, but it looked like he had a path, kicks it out for a 3, and now they lead by 2, which, boy, this is tremendous. You think that was a goaltend? I don't think it was on LeBron, which I know you can review.
Yeah, that block of LeBron on DiVincenzo, I'd like to get another peek at that. At first glance in real time, I thought, no, absolutely clean block. Slow motion, that ball might have been starting to come down there. I mean, look, we're splitting hairs, but it did look like it was starting to come down when I just got a quick look at it. They're in a commercial break, so that's where we stand right now. Lakers up by 2, 113, 111. They're laying 1.5. Your total's 233.5. And it looked good for a moment there, Will, that we were going to cash our Minnesota tickets. Now I don't feel so good.
We could have gotten the Lakers 3-1 on the money line. So you can get, I mean, that's the point. That's the lesson doing these shows, and we've done these long enough to know and bet long enough to know. Man, you can get some big swings on the money line, and you just take 4-1 on one side. And if you have the patience and if you have the ability to time it, which is easier said than done, you can get plus 2-1 or plus points on the Lakers and just set yourself up where you're good either way. So they do keep showing this this block. I don't know if they're going to count it in the book.
It's a block. It's a block. I got a good angle there that last time. By the way, NBA playoffs in full swing. Hockey's going on. MLB happening. Kentucky Derby's less than a week away. Don't just watch. Become smarter with VSiN Pro. Get VSiN Pro access through August 1st for just $59. You're saving over 33% off the monthly price. You'll get a daily recap of all the bets from all the shows, hosts, and guests, betting splits from DraftKings and Circa, 24/7 live video, plus full show replays, and our Kentucky Derby betting guide coming out April 30th. Every sport, every edge, one low price. VSiN.com/subscribe. That's VSIN.com/subscribe. He's Will Hill. I'm Dustin Swedelson. Final minute from Minnesota. Lakers up 2. Who wins this one? Find out next on Live Bet Sunday.
This is Live Bet Sunday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Okay, we've got a lot to discuss here. There's 9.5 seconds to go. Minnesota is up 113. How do we get here? LA missed a shot while we were away. Minnesota the other way. McDaniels an and one to make it 113. Free throw makes it 114. Minnesota then turns over the Lakers inbound off the side, get the ball back. Anthony Edwards goes to the rack. LeBron knocks the ball out of his hands. It goes off Edwards. They're reviewing it right now, but it does appear the Lakers are going to get the ball back here. 9.5 seconds to go, down by 1 on the road in Minnesota. He's Will Hill. I'm Dustin Swedelson. Did I miss anything there, Will?
No, except for the people that just listening, that we did join in when it was plus 400 for the T-Wolves.
Yes,
so
we did.
We didn't hedge, you didn't hedge, so we're sweating out our T-Wolves bet. And it does look like, as they're reviewing this, it would still be Lakers ball, I would think. This has been a long time between the ball going out of bounds and what's going on here. We suffered this through college where the reviews are just interminable. It's not as bad in the NBA, but
this one seems pretty obvious. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I mean, we've all kind of agreed that there should be a shot clock on these reviews. You look at it for 15, 20 seconds. If you can't overturn it in 15, 20 seconds, you know what? It's not that obvious, and you just keep playing and you go with the call that was made. So I would think it'll be Lakers ball, and it'll be interesting. Do the Lakers play for the win? When do you shoot? Because you want to give yourself a chance at an offensive rebound and a second shot, but you also don't want to be in a situation where you score and you leave Minnesota a last shot. So some interesting strategy there, and who gets the last shot? Luka, LeBron, and how do you play it from that standpoint?
You're going to think I'm crazy, but a couple weeks ago we had a situation with Denver where the Clippers left Russell Westbrook wide open, and he hit a game winner. And the expectation would be here for Minnesota, you focus on Luka, you focus on LeBron, you have to focus on Reeves. Rui Hachimura is 5 of 10 from 3 tonight. He's gotten hot in the second half. If there was a spot where he's open and has a good look, I would not mind him being the one to take the final shot here down by 1. He is playing awesome right now, and I think defensively they're going to converge on at least LeBron and Luka. I'm not sure how they'll defend Reeves here, but should they do that, I wouldn't mind Rui Hachimura being a second option here on this play. Oh, they called a foul.
Not so fast. It looks like it's going to be Minnesota ball. They called a foul on that? Okay.
Was that
That's interesting.
I thought the review was, did it go out of bounds, but I didn't remember a foul. I didn't see a foul call. What is happening? And Edwards makes the free throw. It's now a 2-point game. He makes this. It's a 3-point game with 10 seconds
Went
to
in,
go.
out, and back in, too.
Whoa. Did not anticipate that. I don't know why. I didn't think that was a foul at all. I thought LeBron got all ball on that play.
Yeah, me too.
That's the problem with doing the live show. You can't hear what they're saying. And Ant hits both free throws. It's a 3-point game, 10.7 seconds to go. Again, if you can get Hachimura the ball, I don't mind that here because they're converging on Luka. He's trapped off to LeBron. Corner to Reeves for 3. He misses. Rebound Minnesota. Game over. Cash that 4-1, baby. Cash it. Pays to listen. Let's go.
That's a horrible loss for the Lakers. That is a gut punch loss. Oh, man. They had a chance Friday night. Luka was sick, was off his game. They lose that, and then they're up 10 pretty late here, led most of the game, and they fall apart, and they now trail 3-1 Minnesota, 1 game away from advancing to the second round. LA's not dead because you got 5 at home. You'd have 7 at home, and you've shown an ability to compete here in Minnesota. But as the series goes every other day now, this older team, LeBron played 46 minutes tonight. Luka played a ton of minutes. You're going to play every other day now. To win 3 in a row is asking a lot here for LA, especially considering that 2 of the 3, you got to win 3 in a row. That's the hard part, especially since they're every other day, even though 2 or 3 are home. Wow, that's a great game.
Anthony Edwards leads the way, 43 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 14 of 17 from the free throw line, 5 of 10 beyond the arc. Hey. We've been talking a lot for a couple years now about him taking his game to the next level. That's a big-time performance from him in a big game. Now I'm doing what you did. Pivotal game.
Yes,
game 4. And now they take a commanding series lead. That's what you're looking for from your superstars. Can you step up in a moment where we can take the reins of a series? That was a hell of a game by Anthony Edwards, who at one point looked like he might be leaving the game with an injury, ended up okay. And Minnesota with a massive win. Minnesota opened as a 4-point favorite. They closed at 2.5, and they end up covering.
Middle right there. That number matters. What number you got matters.
They cover the late number, so if you bet it later, you ended up covering there. And if you bet the Lakers earlier, better off for you as well, as they lose by 3. What a game. What a way to start today. Question is, can Orlando give us a little bit of juice in this later game? I mean, if
what do you like in that game? I feel like the 7's a lot. 7.5. I feel like it's a lot.
I feel like Orlando has played them a lot tighter. We don't know the status of Jaylen Brown, by the way. Drew Holiday is out for Boston. I have not seen an update on Jaylen Brown. I do have a player prop when it comes to him that we can discuss later, but let's look at that number. Right now, Boston's laying 8. Total is 199.5. That is interesting. So we have a slight move, which leads me to believe that Brown is going to play.
Sure.
Orlando, though, they won that game on Friday night because they were able to turn 21 Boston turnovers into 26 points. Celtics are sloppy sometimes. I think sometimes when you're the more talented team and you have that run in your back pocket, sometimes you just kind of don't take a team seriously. And because of that, I do think Orlando at home catching the 8 is live, to your point, Will.
I think Boston wins. I think this is the prototypical gentleman's sweep where, all right, we win both at home. We get our split on the road. Then we close out in 5. I'd be surprised if we're 2-2 headed back to Boston here. But I don't know. Am I willing to lay the 7.5, 8? I'm not. Maybe an under. This has been pretty ugly at times in terms of Boston offensively, as you mentioned. And, it's interesting. The Celtics, they kind of answered all questions because they won the championship. But if you want to nitpick, say, what, this time last year, nobody believed in them. They never won. Their path to a championship, a beat-up Pacers team, a beat-up Cavs team. The Heat had nobody. They got a 5 seed in the finals with Luka in Dallas there. did they really answer all questions? Because remember, it was not that long ago where it's like, man, they can't do it in the clutch. They got bogged down offensively. It's 2-3 happy. It's interesting how that title, even though the path was favorable, has sort of answered questions for everybody, me included, where we all sort of give them the benefit of the doubt. I wonder if that's a little premature. Is that fair?
To be fair, I think you make some strong points, but again, you still got to finish the job and do it, and they did. Those other teams also upset some other teams along the way. But if they were to win this year and go back to back, you can't also you can't say, well, the East is weak and that. Because LeBron was winning the East every year for a long time.
Last year was an unusually weak path. I know everyone gets breaks and there's injuries. Last year's about as soft a path as it gets. I just think it's interesting to think about. I'm more on the side of, hey, they won, give them credit. They were a dominant regular season team. I give them the benefit of the doubt and treat them as a champion. I do think if you want to be contrarian, though, and you want to nitpick, you could point that out.
Yeah, look, let's hear from Jason Tatum, because Jason Tatum missed Game 2. They won the Celtics. He comes back for Game 3, and they lose. And he's going to be available tonight. Jaylen Brown is available tonight. I'm seeing the Celtics tweeted that out a little bit ago. And Jrue Holiday is going to miss tonight's game for the Boston Celtics. This is Jason Tatum talking about how they need to approach things against Orlando.
And give them credit. They compete. They play hard. They got some defenders. But, I think we had to get some stops first, and get in transition and get our pace up. I think we will next game.
Yeah, I mean, look, Orlando can defend. Like, no one's going to question that, right? Orlando can defend. They'll stifle Boston at times where you go, if the Magic just had one more shooter, they just had one more guy who could score from the, just a wing who can be a little dynamic, you're like, this is an interesting team. They're just so reliant on two guys to do all of the scoring, and Boston has so many different ways to beat you. Even with Jrue Holiday out, you know what that means? That means more Peyton Pritchard. I do have a play, though, in this one. I bet it earlier. It was up, vsin.com/picks, where all the picks from every show are. I went Jaylen Brown over 5.5 rebounds. He's had 6, 10, and 5 in this series. On the season against Orlando, 6 and 9 in the 2 games. So that's over in 4 out of 5 against the Magic. Without Jrue Holiday, I do expect some extra effort to be more of a help defensively, more help crashing the glass. So Jaylen Brown over 5.5 rebounds is the play for me. If you were going to bet this one, you would take it with Orlando, Will?
Yeah, begrudgingly. I just think the 8's a lot.
It's a lot of points. Especially a home team, plays good defense.
A little low total, too. Yeah.
Some momentum coming off the win. I don't hate that. I'm so bad with NBA sides pre-flop. You want me in game, I have a fighting chance, but pre-flop, I don't know. It's just
you got extra money in your pocket now. Minnesota money line. You got a little extra spending money. And when you win money, you have to bet it. You can't just let it sit in your account.
That's a
misnomer. You have to bet it.
Well, it's good karma. If you just let it sit there forever, it's bad karma. Did Toronto score? No, I need Toronto to get me a run here, though. I'm on Blue Jays first 5+ money against your Yankees. How are they not hitting Clark Schmidt? All right, final segment's coming up. We still have to preview Sunday Night Baseball and more on the Pacers and Bucks. Player prop in that one as well. Coming up next, Live Bet Sunday.
This is Live Bet Sunday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Man, what a day here on Live Bet Sunday. Welcome back into the show. Final segment here. I'm Dustin Swedelson. He's Will Hill, and we've had a lot going on. Kind of taking a breath, assessing the situation. Cashed a 4-1 in game on the Timberwolves. They end up victorious, taking a series lead 3-1 on the Lakers, and the series price with a massive adjustment, as you'd expect, Will. Right now, it is -550 on Minnesota. Lakers +370. Remember, you could have started things out in pocket with Minnesota before this series started at +190. If you did that, you're sitting pretty because they are in full command.
I will get to that in a second. You have to see, and I'm sure you'll see it later for the people that listen and didn't see it,
I'm watching
how
now.
The Giants beat the Rangers.
Oh, my God. Was it 2 overthrows into the outfield?
So 2-2 game, bottom of the ninth. I think the first pitch of the bottom of the ninth, nobody on base. a little innocent ground ball to the pitcher's mound. He's got to go a few feet to his right, to his throwing side to get it. He throws it away. The runner goes to second, hesitates, decides to go to third, and the throw to third gets overthrown. The runner scores. So a game-winning Little League home run. I don't know that I've ever seen that. That is bizarre.
Hey, that's baseball, Susan. When things are going right for you and you've got that juju on your side, San Francisco's got that thing going now where it feels like if any weird thing happens in a game, it just benefits them. Like that's kind of the momentum they have right now. That is wild. Man, big win for San Francisco, though. They're still in first place in that National League West as the Dodgers are closing out Pittsburgh 9-2. But back to the Lakers, plus 370. Do you give that anything? Is it worth a flyer series price-wise?
Yeah, it's close. I don't know. I don't know. I do think they'll win Game 5.
Yes.
And then, do you think they're going to win Game 6? If you think they're going to win Game 6, I mean, of course, it goes back to like you just play them game by game. If you get plus 370, you get them to a Game 7. You can obviously hedge and take Minnesota, plus points. I don't know. I'm not like cutting in line to bet them plus 370 though.
They are 5-point favorites in Game 5. Yeah. What if we parlayed them on the money line with the Celtics tonight? What's that pay? Minus 114. I don't hate that.
There you go.
I don't hate that as a play there because desperation mode and Celtics should take care of business tonight, laying 8 in Orlando. Okay, we have a lot to get to because I do have a bet on Sunday Night Baseball. I have a bet for Pacers and Bucks. And with that will be our best bets. Best bets, as always, brought to you by G-Bank, the official bank of VSiN. G-Bank is upping the ante with up to a $750 bonus for new G-Bank Visa Signature Card customers. First, new customers who spend $1,000 on eligible purchases within 90 days from their account opening will receive a $250 bonus. In addition, if you spend $50,000 on gaming and sports app loads within 30 days of account opening, you'll receive another $500 bonus. That's potentially a $750 bonus. Apply now at vsin.com/gbank. That's vsin.com/gbank. Subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions do apply. We touched on Celtics Magic. I like Jaylen Brown over his rebounds. Will leans taking the 8 with Orlando. The other game later tonight, 9:35 on the East Coast, 6:35 out here. The Bucks are laying 3.5 against the Pacers. Indy's up 2-1 in the series. They were minus 175 favorites coming into this series. Milwaukee won Game 3 thanks to 37 points from Gary Trent Jr. The Bucks clearly had an emphasis on their speed, the shooting, perimeter defense in Game 3, and it worked out. The question is, how does Indiana adjust to that here? Should also note, Damian Lillard in his return has not really added much for the Bucks. 14 and 7 points in the 2 games that he's been back for. If you were going to do anything with this game, where would you lean Will Hill?
Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee's been left for dead a little too quickly. I understand it. They weren't healthy. Indy beat them last year. They got blown out in the first 2 games, weren't competitive. I think the games in Milwaukee will look different. Look, Indy was up 12 in the third quarter, so the people that like to play the zigzag or like to play the team in the first half that's down 0-2, that didn't work for you. But Milwaukee stormed past them in the third quarter and the second half and won that game, and I think they win again tonight. I just think that Lillard will get the rust off eventually. Remember, that's not a basketball-related injury, so it's not like he's not 100% or his shoulder hurts or his calf hurts. It's a blood clot. He's just got to get back into the feel of it. Now, big picture, that trade has not worked out like they wanted to, clearly. But Indy has no answer for Giannis. That's a good home court. I think these teams are even enough here where Milwaukee can put their foot forward. And I wouldn't be shocked if we see a 7th game. I wouldn't be shocked if Milwaukee wins this series. I think they were left for dead a little too quickly, like I said, and I will lay it here with the Bucks. Do you have any feel for it?
Yeah, if I was going to go side, I would lay it with Milwaukee. I think they're the more desperate team, and I just don't trust Indiana to close things out, especially on the road. They're just not built like that. They're not that type of team mentally. And speaking of that, a guy who always has a mental edge is Bobby Portis Jr. I freaking love Bobby Portis Jr. He went off 2 games ago. Last game, it was Gary Trent Jr. I don't think you can rely on that. They do have to get scoring from someone else. And I think from a rebounding perspective, the Bucks are really bad on the glass. Like, Brook Lopez is 7 feet tall, and the guy doesn't average 10 rebounds a game for his career. That's inexplicable to me. In a series like this, in a pivotal game, I think we see more Bobby Portis Jr. He's played 32 minutes the last 2 games. The threes just didn't fall in Game 3, where he was 6 of 11 beyond the arc in Game 2. I think he's going to continue to get looks. He's going to get opportunities. They need him for his rebounding, and they also need him to help with the scoring. Because, as I mentioned, Dame Lillard not getting it done. We're going to go Bobby Portis over 22.5 points and rebounds combined. Gary Trent Jr. is not going off again. Someone else is going to have to help Giannis out. Giannis is doing all he can. People. He's like a single mother. He's washing and drying the dishes. He's taking the garbage out. He's doing all the work. Someone's got to step up and help the man. He can only do so much. So that's where we stand with the basketball. We also have Sunday Night Baseball. Phillies going to Wrigley Field, closing out this series. Rubber game. Phillies had lost 5 straight prior to winning yesterday, Will. Cubs have won 3 of 4. Nola on the bump for Philadelphia has been awful. 0-5, 6.43 ERA. He's also always been much worse on the road than at home in his career. 4.24 career road ERA versus 3.26 at home. 4-1 record at Wrigley Field, but has a 5.5 ERA at Wrigley Field. Jamison Ty on the other side. He's been respectable, not good though. 101, 4.73 ERA. A lot of that because of one bad start at Arizona. 4 starts other than that one since. 3.22 ERA over his last 4, 23 strikeouts, 22 1/3 innings pitched. Very good against this Philly lineup a year ago. 1 start, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, and 7 strikeouts. Looking at this game, what would you do with it from a betting perspective?
I would take a half a run in the first 5 with Philly and lay the -140 or so. I remember, that was last week, I think we did that, where Padres Houston for first 5 money line, and it ended up being a tie 2-2 after 5. I think it's even enough, or I'll take the half a run and lay the juice. I do think Nola, his pedigree, his history suggests he's not this bad. He's not close to this bad. He's a good pitcher, even though he is much better at home than on the road, as you mentioned. We'll see if the Philly bats can go and score 10 runs yesterday. The Trey Turners of the world have not gotten going, but it's still a Philly team with, some past production that we would expect, I think, to come back here. So toss-up game, not a huge bet or anything, but I do like Philly getting the half a run. What did you say? You did play the Cubs?
Yeah, Cubs team total over 3.5, -130. I played it last night. I don't know what it is right now. I imagine it went up. Let's see if I can get that for you. Total. Great radio, Dustin. No, I don't have it. Let's see.
Nice.
Here's why, though.
At least you paid it off.
Yeah, Kyle Tucker, 3 of 9 lifetime against Nola, 316 versus righties this year. Carson Kelly, who's been hitting this year, 4 for 4 lifetime versus Nola, also hitting 394 versus righties this year. John Birdie's hitting 357 lifetime versus Nola, 375 over his last 5 games this season. John Birdie's interesting because I think he's going to get on base, and he's a burner. He's 4-1 at DraftKings to steal a base. I think that's worth a flyer. Again, it's a 4-1 bet. Don't risk a full unit on it, but I think John Birdie's going to get on base, and he likes to run. Swanson's got a bunch of 3 home runs and 5 doubles against Nola lifetime. And then Ian Happ's hitting righties well. Pete Crow Armstrong, 350 over his last 5. I'm just looking at the Chicago offense. I think the bats are hot. They see Nola well. They're playing at home. 3.5 is a super low team total number. So with that, we'll go team total over. I also may mess around. Kyle Tucker over 1.5 bases, total bases at plus like 116. I may do that as well. I don't know if we'll get there, though. I just like the team total. I think the bats come alive at home at Wrigley for the Cubs. So that's what we'll do there.
John Birdie, Yankee legend. That's the Yankee legend, John Birdie.
Absolutely. And those are our best bets presented by G-Bank. So that was a jam-packed, jelly-tight show. Freaking flew by. And don't go anywhere, though. We got plenty more Live Bet Sunday still to come. After us, you've got Scott Seidenberg with you. He'll take you through for another 4 hours here on the show. After that, it is cashing out. I believe it's Joe Serralo in tonight, his usual time slot. And wake up every morning, VSiN by the books, Jensen Lewis, Dave Ross. They got you covered 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern time every weekday. For Will, I'm Dustin and the crew. We'll see you next time. This has been Live Bet Sunday, VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.